present the chapter Lost Spring, Stories of the Stolen Childhood by the author Annie Jung. Author Annie Jung mainly writes about the women and social injustice in the society. This is the chapter in which the childhood of the children is stolen by the poverty. Here in chapter, Lost Spring symbolizes the lost childhood of the children. This story contains two parts. Part first is about Sahib, whose full name was Sahib A. Alam, who lives in Simapuri. And part second, which is about Mukesh, a young boy from Firozabad, living in the Firozabad. So, first story, sometimes I found a rupee coin in the garbage. Anis Jung asked Sahib A. Alam, why do you do this? Don't you go to school? Then Sahib A. Alam replies, I don't have anything to do and there is no school in my neighborhood, so I do this. Then author Anis Jung said, when I build a school, will you come? Then Sahib A. Alam says yes. Sahib A. Alam along with his family were squatters from Bangladesh, Dhaka in 1971. They are living here in Simapuri and doing the rag picking for their survival. After some days, Sahib A. Alam ran towards the author Anis Jung and said, is your school ready? Then Anis Jung says nothing. She realizes how fake promise she made to the Sahib. Then after months of knowing him, author Anis Jung asked Sahib what is his name. Sahib announced Sahib A. Alam. But Sahib doesn't even know the meaning of the name. It means Lord of Universe. But Sahib's current situation of living was totally different from what his name means. Sahib A. Alam along with his friends are called Army of the Barefoots as they were not wearing any chappals or any kind of shoes. They appear in the morning and disappear at the noon like the birds. Author Anis Jung asked one of the friends of Sahib A. Alam, why you are not wearing chappals? Then he said, my mother doesn't bring them down from the shelf. Then adds another one. If his mother bring them down, he will not wear them, he will throw them away. Then author Anis Jung said for this, it is not the poverty, it is a tradition to stay barefooted. Author Anis Jung said it is a way to highlight the perpetual state of the poverty. Then author Anis Jung remembered a story of a man. Once a Dipi man told her, there was a priest in the village. There was a school and priest's son was praying to the goddess daily for a pair of shoes. That goddess, please grant me a pair of shoes. Then author Anis Jung, after 30 years, revisited the village and this was the drowned in the air of the dissolution. They was totally different. Now there lives the new priest in the backyard. Priest's son now go to school. There was plastic chairs wearing grey uniform. Now he's wearing shoes. Then author Anis Jung remember the prayer of the old priest's son that he made after getting the shoes. Oh goddess, let me never lose these shoes. But now the priest's son wears the shoes, but many rag pickers not wearing the shoes. Then author's Anis Jung admittance to the rag pickers lead her to Simapuri, periphery of the Delhi, where lives 10,000 rag pickers along with their family doing rag picking for their survival. They were living in Simapuri without any identity but with ration cards which enable them to buy grains and make their name on the voter list. Then women in the tattered sari said, wherever we find the food, they pitch their tent there and they becomes their transit home. Then Sahib A. Alam said, sometime I found a rupee coin, sometime a 10 rupee note. Then author Anis Jung said for this, if you find a silver coin, then you do not stop scrounging. There is hope for finding more and more. Then one day Sahib A. Alam was watching the tennis, the boys was playing in the garden of the fence. Then he said, I like the game. Then he said, I will go and use the swing, let the gatekeeper let me go. The Sahib too is wearing tennis shoes, but they look strange over his discolored t-shirt and short. Actually that shoes was discarded shoes of the rich boy who refused to wear them due to hole in one of them. But for Sahib A. Alam, who didn't even own a pair of slippers, shoes with one hole in them is just like dream come true. Then one day, another one day, Sahib A. Alam again meet the author Anis Jung. Now Sahib A. Alam was going to the tea stall. In his hand canister. Now Sahib-e-Alam works in a tea shop where he is paid 800 rupees and all his meals. But the Sahib-e-Alam lost his carefree look and he is not his own man.